Hey y'all, so this is my review for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Whew, let's see, episodes 9 and 10. So this is a disclaimer right now. Now, if you're watching, this is 2 episodes. Y'all know I'm very thorough. I'm going to try to keep it, under 40 minutes. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to look at the comments too much because, I want to get through this because we have a lot of reviews to cover. I have to do Real Housewives of Potomac. Hopefully I can do that tonight. I'm going to do Married to Medicine. I have not seen Married to Medicine yet, but I heard it was good. And then, hell, Beverly Hills comes on tonight. And then the next episode of Salt Lake City is coming. Just thank God I don't have to do New York anymore. This is my first review since Bravo Fan Fest. So, YouTube is like riding a bike and almost like being in a hamster wheel too. Like if I get off for a bit, like they're just like, get back on that damn wheel, ninja. Anyway. So bear with me. Oh man, let's see. I'm entertaining this gentleman right now. I should not have texted him. I'm giving you a little bit of Chris's business. This guy I'm interested in. Like, I'm trying to return his text message. I hope he understands, especially if you're watching, that I'm going to return your text message. Ooh, I almost turned the phone to the thing. Anyway, I'm just a little distracted. Damn it, why did I text him before this? Because I'm not going to be done with this for at least 40 minutes. Anyway, that's enough for Chris's business. Let's get to episode 9. All right. So they are still near or in Palm Springs. Todd is like, get along with my wife or y'all can leave. This is the point of the episode that we're in. Lisa's being told the message by John. And Whitney is being blamed for some reason. So a little later, it's lunchtime and, awkward question for y'all. Like someone brought up, like while all these white people are there, the only black people that are there is the help or the kitchen staff, like the chef. And it didn't bother me too much. I mean, should they not hire like a black staff? Maybe the food was really just that damn good. I didn't read it like that, but I can see how people can see that the only black people in this scene are the ones cooking and stuff like that. I just didn't look at it like that. So they're all at the table. There's awkward silence until Lisa wants to talk to Bronwyn in front of everybody. Lisa brings in, Whitney lying to prove an example or something. Of course, Whitney interjects, and now they're going back and forth. Mind you, Bronwyn wants an apology. Like, that was the whole reason for her to talk this out. She shouldn't even brought this up in front of everybody. Lisa should have just took Bronwyn to the side, and they could have talked it out. Lisa isn't a friend to anybody, not even Heather, but Heather's so codependent on like type A individuals. It's really strange to me. But yeah, Lisa then brings up Whitney's husband, and now he's defending himself because she's embellishing like Lisa normally does. Todd almost leaves the table again, but Bronwyn gets him to stay. And then John surprisingly diffuses the situation by just saying, Whitney, let Lisa tell you whether or not she did it. Lisa, did you make this rumor up? She said no. And John is like, it should stay like that. And that's all it really is. I mean, who knew? Who knew? Like her pale lurch-ish husband, just put a nip in the bud that quickly. Let me see. I did notice that and didn't like to see it. They didn't have white staff available. I rarely see white servants. Yeah, I mean, I just thought it was a coincidence. I mean, it would be nice if Mary went, but she didn't go. It was her choice not to go. So it's not like there's no black people on this cast, y'all. Lord, look at me. I'm defending Salt Lake City. So Angie's husband brings to Lisa's attention that she verbally abuses his wife. Lisa's annoyed, but after saying that maybe people don't understand the way she speaks, but she apologizes if that hurt her. Lisa's personality kind of reminds me of like Amanda Seals, like someone that's just unapologetic for how they treat people and how they talk, but but don't understand why so many people have problems with them. That's what that kind of like correlated to me, just from my experience. Meredith's husband then breaks the tension with some silly question about urine and asparagus. Meanwhile, back in Salt Lake City, we're at Mary's house, and she walks in to her son's room where he's in bed with his wife, and his wife is in like a full face of makeup. They're eating in bed. It's a very, very strange scene. Mary is asking them like, what are their plans for the week? And I just feel like there's a disconnect. Like they're not really having a conversation like normal people. um she starts lecturing them on like doing something like getting out the house, but it looked like it just goes one ear when it goes in one ear and out the other. And I think we finally find out what's going on in the newest episode that's premiering this week. Andy told us at Bravo Fan Fest, because I went to the taping for the one I want to say that's premiering this week actually. um so he says that it's going to be a very serious episode, and he said it's one of the most riveting scenes he's seen in Housewives franchise history. Like it gets really real. So hopefully we'll find out what's going on, because I don't know, like I appreciate production, like they're handling the scene with care, but yeah, I think we all know what's going on, but we want to know how it plays out. So, let me turn my notifications off because I'm getting distracted. Fine, gentlemen, I'm gonna have to text you later. I'm sorry. Uh, Back near Palm Springs, everyone is getting ready for dinner. Lisa and her husband did not get sent home packing, unfortunately. We're with Bronwyn now getting dressed, and it looks like Todd really got her that $4 million necklace. Excuse me. I wish Bronwyn was at Bravo Fan Fest, because I really want to know, like, was it rented for the occasion, or did he really buy that for her? And look, it ain't tricking if you got it. They were together for 10 years, like a whole decade of marriage, for a $4 million necklace. I mean, if Todd got it like that, he got it like that. So people are arriving outside, and it's a mixture of the cast as well as Bronwyn and Todd's actual friends. And there is some shady conversation going on. Like we see Whitney making fun of Meredith's husband, like how casually he's dressed, and then has like promo hat going on. And then we see Todd throwing a dig at Lisa's mediocre tequila. Now, I gotta admit, I've had Vita tequila at the last BravoCon, and it wasn't that bad, y'all. Like they made it in this margarita, and it was tasty. But Vita tequila, it must be in certain stores, because I have not seen it in New York. And y'all know I be buying my liquor, so I haven't seen it. And if I do see it, I probably wouldn't mind buying it if it's like, the right price. So before they're seated, I must say Bronwyn is just killing everybody on the cast with the fashions. And here's hoping that she elevates this cast, much like Erica Jane did with, her cast on Beverly Hills. Now, everyone is seated. Things are cordial for now, for Todd's sake. I noticed that Bronwyn's making a lot of cracks at her and Todd's marriage, but I just saw it as her kidding. And it looks like a lot of people are reading a lot into it, particularly Meredith. We cut to her confessional, and she's saying she feels a mild tension between the two of them. I don't know. Like, I'm trying to give Todd the benefit of the doubt because I like Bronwyn so much. And I'm trying to read it like, present day Bronwyn with Todd and then comparing it to the show. And I'm thinking he really does care about her. But, we never know what happens behind closed doors. So the jury is still out on Todd. How do we feel about Todd? Let me know in the live chat as well as the comments. Let's see. Angie then brings out some mini eraser boards, to play this newlywed type game, even though everyone's been married for a while at the table. I'm not breaking down the game for everybody. It was cute to see them get along for like a little millisecond, just for the interest of time. Like, look, we're at the 11-minute mark. Well, y'all can't see that, but I'm trying to get through this episode in less than 20 minutes. But one of the questions, though, is who does your wife like the least or trust the least at the table? I can't remember, but the answers weren't surprising from the cast. But this is kind of a segue to Whitney asking Lisa, does she still feel like her husband owes her an apology? And much like Bronwyn, I was like, can they just put this to rest? But thankfully, Justin, he's a man about it. And he tells Lisa, you know what? My reaction was stronger than it needed to be, so I apologize for that. And then Lisa shockingly apologizes for putting him in that position. And Whitney appreciates it, and she says she's willing to move on from the Alibaba shit. So afterwards, Meredith confronts Angie's husband about their conversation they had at Angie's get-together a few episodes back. And she says she's still feeling type of way because he didn't apologize to her. Now, Sean, he not backing down. He calmly says he's irritated with her bringing it up because he thought everything was good after their conversation. I think I would have been like Justin if I was Angie's husband and just give Meredith the apology so y'all could just move forward. Like, even if you didn't say anything about her sissy son, and I could say that because I'm a sissy I'm a sissy too. So don't be getting all angry in my comments, please. But yeah, I'm just tired of the plot line. This is from last season. We know her husband isn't gay. I just wish we could just move on. But yeah, I think Whitney is egging on the conversation, asking Meredith, well, what's the proof? What's the proof? And out of nowhere, Meredith's husband, he reads this article on his phone and screams at Whitney, proof, biatch. That was a little inappropriate. And I don't know, I'm not sure what show Seth thinks he's on, but I just think he needs to just sit back and chill, for real, because I just didn't think that was appropriate. But anywho, Sean is standing his ground that he didn't say anything wrong or demeaning about Meredith's son, and she ain't getting an apology. Like, no time soon. And I feel like Meredith is just at peace with that. She's just gonna stop trying. Whew. 1 second. Let me go. Gotta get some energy. And G. Angie wants to change the subject, though, to something lighter and asks Brahmin, will her daughter meet her grandparents? And Todd immediately tries to shut that shit down. He's like, absolutely not. We're not talking about that. Angie's kind of taken aback, but Brahmin tries to gently explain why they prefer not to talk about it. And Todd is just being blunt as hell. We cut to Brahma's confessional, and she talks about how she and Todd handles anger and frustration differently. I mean, it's pretty obvious. She says she felt embarrassed, but we cut to Todd's confession, and he says it's just not something to be discussed like at their anniversary dinner, and it's a matter he feels between Bronwyn and her daughter, as he's a big supporter of the two of them. Did y'all agree with that? I was like, when Ty broke it down, he was just like, we're not talking about this at our anniversary dinner. No. But I will say that, unfortunately, when you come on a reality show and you sign that dotted line and getting a check for it, like y'all's business is our business, you know? And look, if I ever go on a reality show, I know I'm gonna have to tell my business. It just is what it is. That's why I charge people on my Patreon if they want to know my business. And it's, it's a good deal. It's $4 a month. Y'all love how I like just inserted that promo. Patreon.com/cdiggy1 if you want to know Chris's business. But yeah, once the conversation is dropped, that is pretty much the end of the dinner. And then we cut to the next day. It's day 2 as they're getting ready for their next activity. But then Whitney fills us in that everyone had fun after the dinner and was getting along, which is probably why production chose to show this to us as a flashback. So the activity is going to be they're going to the races, something to do with the Indy 500. I'm gay. I don't know anything about this. Bronwyn says, it's special to her and Ty for whatever reason. And they give them like a super VIP experience. They're going behind the scenes before the races start, meeting the racers. They're even in a private suite. Like, look, SLC is giving us luxury, and I appreciate it. Like, they are coming for Beverly Hills Crown. And I can't wait to see Beverly Hills tonight because, look, those 2 shows, they duking it out. And hello to everybody who's joining the chat. We're doing 2 episodes for this live review, so get comfortable. We got 100 people in the room. If y'all love me, please just give me a like. Just give me a like. And even better, I'm almost at 15,400. I'm 2 subscribers away. Let's get me to 16K. I deserve. So then, let me see. It also looks like Seth stayed for a bit because I remember he said in the last episode that he was going to have to leave first thing in the morning. So I'm sure Meredith's happy that he's still there. So as the races are going on, Bronwyn and Lisa, they decide to finish their conversation that they were having, but it's a little too loud for them. So then they agree to have it privately once they get back to the house. So then fast forward, they're back, and it turns out Seth actually is leaving because he delayed his flight to please Meredith, but she still ain't happy he leaving before her though, because she said that she's not going to see him probably for another week. So yeah, by the way, for those of y'all watching on Peacock and then I'm watching on Bravo, they're giving us 2 different episodes, I believe, because I saw some footage on Peacock where they were talking about what Seth said at the table the other night about proof, biatch, but they didn't say it on the Bravo version, so I was kind of confused. No, y'all let me know. Are they showing like, more uncut episode on Peacock? Anywho, we're finally with Lisa and Bronwyn hashing it out one-on-one. The gist of the conversation is Bronwyn is upset that Lisa just can't back her up when something bad is being said about her, because she does the same thing for Lisa when she's around Whitney and Angie. So what really ticks her off is Lisa really can't say to her that she doesn't think that Bronwyn is two-faced. I thought it was funny that Bronwyn said, Lisa, I'm going to put the bar on the floor for you to trip over it. And Lisa still couldn't admit it. We cut to her confessional, and she actually thinks that Bronwyn can be two-faced. Lisa, look, she's so full of shit. She is so full of shit, and I really hope that Bronwyn gets in her ass at the reunion. But yeah, they move on, I guess, and they hug it out, and they're going to try to move forward. And Bronwyn says she's going to try again with Heather. So now it's about time to leave, and Bronwyn has paid for everyone's flights home. But the issue arises when Lisa finds out that she is not in first class, she is in coach. She says in her confessional, I don't carry coach and I don't fly coach. I heard that. Look, when I went to Bravo Fan Fest And, I don't need a first class ticket to Miami. I paid, what was in my budget, thanks to y'all. I was in 31D. I don't care. It is what it is. I ain't got it like that yet. Yet, because a ninja is humble, but I don't care. But I will say at Bravo Fan Fest, like, it was brought up so many times about Lisa not flying coach. It was like ad nauseum. It's like a running gag, like on Watch What Happens Live taping I went to, as well as Bravo Fan Fest. So then she wants to fix her ticket. We see her talking to her husband, and it seemed like she'd rather take a longer flight home than just so she can have a bigger seat. I don't think that was like that big of a deal. But I will say it feels like I was like looking online, and it felt like the sentiments were split. So I want to ask y'all on, Coach Gate. So the Bronwyn, she said, look, I flew all y'all private. I paid for the Airbnb. Y'all saw how much that was. Like, gave them that special day at the Indy 500, got them flights home. What's 67 minutes on a flight if it's not first class? And I was like, you know what? Really? Like, and no one's telling Lisa that she got to take that flight. So I don't know. Some other people are saying, well, if you accommodated them like with a private jet going, then they should have did like a private jet going back, or giving them first class. I don't know. Like, it's Bronwyn's money. It came out of their pocket. So what do y'all think? Yeah, I kind of think that Lisa was being ungrateful. For real. Like, she didn't have to say anything about that. But it's going to come up in the next episode. So everyone leaves for the airport, and Lisa is still thinking of maneuvering, trying to get out of seat 17C. 17C, that actually sounds like an exit row. An exit row got a lot of leg room for my tall ass. Look, when I came back, from Miami to New York, the good people at Delta, they hooked the brother up because I was in 33, I think 33C, and then I got bumped up to 19C in the exit row, because I always ask those stingy motherfuckers at JetBlue. They always want to try to charge me or whatever, and I'm just like, F y'all. This is supposed to be a courtesy. Y'all not gonna sell that seat anyway. Afterward, I mean, that's where the episode ends, episode 9, and then we're treated to the mid-season trailer where the group trip, they finally can go outside the country, and they're going to Mexico. And yeah, it's a great mid-season trailer. So that's episode 9, y'all. Let's move on to episode 10. Let me get my notes. Whew. So yes, I mean, I'm at the 23-minute mark, y'all. I think I'm making good time. I can't read all y'all's comments. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get, through this. Lisa, you flying coach for calling Heather on Bronwyn's trip. Lisa was being extra for no reason. Obviously, she didn't want to get home to her son in a timely manner. Airport workers aren't like MTA. You can slap them and not get a felony. You know what? I'm not going to try that, but you do, and you let me know how that works out for you. They didn't deserve a private plane back. Look, it's a 60-minute flight. Get on the plane and hush. It was a free trip, and Lisa showed her ass on the trip. Absolutely. And then she had the nerve to complain about it to Heather, who didn't even go on the trip. But we'll get to that. Let's get into this episode right now. So this is the Mary's Breakfast at Tiffany's theme brunch episode. This was a chef's kiss, y'all. And episode 9, I would give it like, I would give it like an 8 out of 10. But this episode 10, was a 10 out of 10. We have a very campy intro. They even have a random narrator about Mary's brunch and getting it together. I thought this was like the best episode of the season so far. I mean, look, Mary is showing up and showing out. I'm not sure if it's allegedly because of her house going into foreclosure. I heard there was something about that. I think it's not. I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments. Y'all can look at that article while I'm doing the review. But we opened the episode with some of the ladies separately, with their kids. And now we're with the new besties, Lisa and Heather, meeting at Kimosabi. The hat place that Kyle made, is known for. Heather thought that this was a sushi restaurant, and I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised one bit. But I am just so annoyed by the combination of Heather and Lisa already. Because it's just like, the girl in school, like the not so popular girl in school, sucking up to the popular girl. That's what it was just giving. They immediately start talking about the trip. Heather says she was excluded from, of course, but she wasn't. And Lisa's being two-faced right now, ironically, and just listing off the gripes that she had, saying that Todd was like going to throw them out, which he should have thrown their asses out, which that would have been gully. But I feel like if Todd would have thrown them out, then Brahmin wouldn't have heard the end of it the entire season. But speaking of Todd, we're with him and Bronwyn, and Todd is pretty much scolding her for her behavior in Palm Springs. This is a pretty uncomfortable scene. He said that she ruined the afternoon that day, acting like how she was with the ladies, and even said it was very unbecoming of her. I don't know, y'all. Are we still liking Todd after this scene? I don't know. He's definitely giving Grumpy Santa, like just telling Brahmin that she's on the naughty list and she's getting cold for Christmas. Like he was just like with that gray hair and that beard. She says that Todd's approval in her confessional is everything to her. I'm not sure if that's healthy or not. Heather, we're back with Heather and Lisa, and they're still in their bullshit. Heather says that she isn't going to come into this group. She's talking about Bronwyn, where we've been friends and we've been through the fire together. And if she don't get it, I'll teach her. Who the fuck do you think you are, Heather? Who do you think you are? Really? Like, I'm sorry, we gassed her head up last season with the receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots. I'm like, her head is really bucked up. Someone needs to put her back in her place. I'm sorry. And if it got to be the new girl, so be it. I used to like Heather too. Let's see. Your friends should not bring out the worst in you. Only good thing Todd said. I mean, he had a point with that. I don't know. It just looked like he was berating her, and he knew what he signed up for. So I'm just wondering, why is he being like that with her? Oh my God. We need Jen to get her a black eye again? Oh my God. Child, I want to rub my nose, but I can't, At least for the first few days, I got this damn piercing, y'all. So excuse me while, I try to lightly tickle, itch my nose right quick. Ooh. Anyway. So next scene, we're at Angie's home and her dad is visiting. She's talking about, being a mom and being the best she can, be for her daughter, because she went without having a mom most of her life. Her mom passed when she was 8. She even holds some resentment towards her mom, which makes her very emotional. And it's a touching and honest scene for Angie. And that's all I got from the scene. But afterwards, we go into Mary's breakfast at Tiffany's themed brunch already. And we're only 22 minutes into the episode. Excuse me. So it's good. So the first to arrive is Bronwyn looking gorgeous. We're gonna go through all the looks, y'all, which is a first because normally I only do Beverly Hills when it comes to the looks, because these other franchises, oh, sorry, y'all. All right, we good. So these other franchises, they don't be bringing the fashions like Beverly Hills do. Where is Mei Lee? I don't really care. Do you? Do you really care where Mei Lee is? So after Bronwyn comes in walks Meredith and Father God, Mary Joseph in heaven. Those bangs. Oh my God. Those spliced bangs. What was she thinking? Like they were so distracting, y'all. Like I'm thinking I can't even judge her outfit because all I can see are those bangs right now. That was crazy. Wild. Like clearly she has no friends there because no one told her a thing about it. So then Mary finally comes downstairs and she looks great. I'll give it to her. I'm here for it. We cut to her confessional and Mary says she does have her son on her mind and she's going through some things, but her throwing an event is an escape for her. I really enjoy Mary this episode, y'all. I gotta be honest. This is such a turnaround because go back and look at my season 4 review. I was not here for Mary at all. My foot was on her neck every episode. So then more of the ladies arrive. Lisa, for some reason, comes in a Tiffany blue jumpsuit. It's like a metallic Tiffany blue. And it definitely seems like she missed the memo of the event. And even like strangely, like even stranger, Mary wore that outfit before. We cut to Lisa's confessional saying that, well, Mary might have worn it first, but I saw it first on the runway. I don't care. And it actually looks better on Mary than you, Lisa. Yes, you heard it right. I am defending Mary. Whitney arrives, and it seemed like she understood the assignment. And everyone just has something to say about Meredith's bangs in their confessional. They truly are atrocious. Angie arrives, and I like what she's wearing too. A lot of people chose like the classic black. Is it Aubrey or Audrey? Audrey Hepburn's like classic outfit with the long black gloves and the pearls. Heather arrives in white. She looks great. She greets everyone but Bronwyn. It was very obvious. And although it was rude as hell, if I was Bronwyn, I wouldn't have expected Heather to speak to me either. And since I'm petty and going to be on a reality show, I would have said, well, it's nice to see you too, Heather. Like, I wouldn't have let her get away with that. You're not going to make me look stupid. Like, we both going to be looking stupid. I'm gonna point out the elephant in the room besides you. So they all get to the table, and when they sit down, they notice that Brittany was invited to this event too. Mary says the only reason why she invited her was because to show her she's not poor. We have a quick blonde moment from Angie saying that Abraham Lincoln had Versace plates, even though they're from 2 different centuries. Maybe she meant that Abraham Lincoln had Versace-like plates. And then maybe that's where Versace got his idea from. I don't know. But Brittany arrives like the latest, not even dressed in theme. And then she has the nerve to say, well, the best arrives last. If I was Mary, I would have put her ass out. I would have asked her to leave soon as she walked in. Like, thank you for coming, but you can leave. You can leave. Mary gives a toast, and then Heather says, thank you for including everyone, Mary. As you know, that didn't happen on the Palm Desert trip. Look, that's strike 2, bitch. If I was Bronwyn, that would be strike 2 for me. You can tell Bronwyn is holding her mule in that moment, and Heather was trying it. Like, she came to play this scene. So then, well, and also to point out, I forgot to point this out in episode 9. I don't think Heather was in the entire episode. So yeah, I guess Heather had something to prove. But brunch continues and they're passing bread and Mary tells Brittany not to put it in her purse. I mean, I love this scene from start to finish. So now it looks like Brittany came to play too because she brings up not being invited to Palm Springs as well and says that Mary is the only one who invited her to anything. I'm just like, girl, relax. Because the only reason that you were invited to this was out of sheer pettiness. Remember that. So then she comes for Angie about bringing a bottle of wine to her house in front of her church gathering. And I'm like, she's drinking on national television. Like, it just makes her look like a hypocrite. And she says, well, it was fine if she just would have brought it to her, but not in front of her church group. And Angie had enough. She was just like, girl, you're doing 3 guys and you're drinking. Like, and you claim to be this total Mormon. Miles drop at the table. And look, Brittany was gagged. High five, Angie. That was 5 points for you. Production even gives us the receipts of her saying that she's dating 3 different guys. We don't know if she's fucking all 3 of them, but she's definitely entertaining all 3, Miss Mormon. So then, in the midst of that, we come to Mary's confessional and she drops a little bomb saying that Mr. Osmond, Jared Osmond, slid into her DMs. And she didn't tell nobody because she says she's going through enough right now. She don't want that drama. And I'm like, I cannot wait until the reunion. Now, if y'all just coming in here, y'all, I'm just trying to finish up this review and I'll try to read a couple of questions in the comments, but you know, I don't want this review to be too long. So then Brittany's still talking about the wine faux pas, and I'm just like, girl, you're a hypocrite. Shut up. Shut up. And don't even get me started on these, you know, religions and the tons of hypocrites that occupy them. Brittany then says she feels excluded, but the other ladies are like, why would you expect to be invited to Bronwyn's event after what you said about her husband? And then Bronwyn has to remind her of that. She's going down the list. So then Heather now decides to take this time to speak to Bronwyn and interjects. Then is that why you didn't get why didn't you get a prenup? See, that's strike 3. 3 strikes. 3 strikes. So yeah, Bronwyn. Look, that's when she like is activated now fully. Personally, I'm just like, Heather, why do you care? And I agree with Bronwyn. She has nothing to prove to you, especially someone like you, Heather. Liar. Like, for real, what does Bronwyn owe you? Nothing. Nothing. So now we get Bronwyn versus Heather part 2. And they are going at it. And they're worthy adversaries of each other, because I'll give it to Heather. She knows how to spar back and forth. She got a good vocabulary, just like Bronwyn. They're like what and what. But then Heather then throws out the tea Lisa gave her, and Bronwyn clocked it. She was just like, cute, Lisa. And then Lisa fake ass want to be like, what? What? Two-face ass. Right. I just don't like Lisa. Like when I saw her at FanFest, I'm like, I met her already. I'm good. I don't need to see her. So then Mary sticks up for Bronwyn and says, you know, Heather, she wants to fix this with you. And then Heather's like, well, if she wanted to, she would have invited me on the trip. I'm like, that's what she tried to do, you asshole. Like, you were being so rude to her at her own house. Like, you wanted a problem. Like, she bought your flight. Like, I was like, am I crazy? Like, Heather wants to be the victim. She wants all of them to turn on her, like how all of them were against Monica. And I'm just like, Bronwyn didn't do anything to you. Like, can y'all, like, let's rewind back right quick. Like, the only reason Heather jumped down like Bronwyn's throat was because they were in the car and she said something about Whitney. And that as soon as she made that side eye, she's been trying to attack Bronwyn ever since. And the way you come for your own cousin, Whitney, I'm like, why did you even make that a big deal? You didn't even have to make that a big deal. Um, so Bronwyn is saying like she knows she already booked her trip or whatever. And Heather's like, how did you do that? None of these women have my birthday. I've lied to them about my birthday. And I'm just like, I'm not surprised. I mean, you've lied to them about other things. So then, speaking of the airfare, of course, Lisa takes this time to bring up the first class ticket fiasco and tries to throw Angie under the bus too, saying that she was pissed off as well. And we see the flashback, but I think Lisa's embellishing because I didn't see Angie complaining as much as Lisa did about being put in coach. So then Bronwyn lists off everything that was covered by her. And she's just like, after all that I've provided for everyone, does it really matter where you sit on a 67-minute flight? Heather asked her, well, if you didn't care, where you sit for 67 minutes, why did you put yourself and your husband in first class? And then Bronwyn, she was like, you know what? Because it was my goddamn credit card. And I was like, boom. Now what? Now what? It was her credit card. Now what? Heather is a bully. She was just benefited from there being other more problematic or interesting people on the cast up until this point. I would have said, Mary said, you look in. Oh, God. Would have said, I think that black eye Jen gave you made you look better. Oh, Lord. Y'all going in. Exactly, because it's my money. It's my money, bitch. Angie wasn't complaining. She was making fun of Lisa because she knew it would upset her. That's what I got from this. For real. Yeah, that's what I think. Heather wants to haze the new girl now. She's just scared of another new girl being the fan favorite. And I'm sorry. Y'all girls outside of Mary pale in comparison to the new girls. I'm sorry. So let's see. My job gets me economy and I will spend that extra if I can to upgrade. Bronwyn says it doesn't matter what she says, that Heather is going to bring up something that she's mad about with her. And Heather is like, well, she was pissed because she was excluded and it hurt her feelings. It hurt her feelings. And I'm just like, I don't understand because you were not excluded. You made it an issue and you stormed out her house. You didn't want to make it better with her. So what did you expect her to do? So then Bronwyn then says, you know what? I'm still interested in having a relationship with you, Heather. And she sounds genuine in this moment. And Heather clearly doesn't trust new people in the group because of Monica, but she doesn't say this out loud. But then finally, Heather said that she's open to giving Bronwyn a clean slate and moving forward. I'm just like, finally. And then the ladies are even applauding on this and they cheers. But child, here go Brittany. You guys, what about me? What about me? Girl, you don't even go here. What are you talking about? You should be even lucky you're at Mary's brunch. She then gives some worthless apology to Bronwyn just because the lady suggested it to her. Brittany, girl, you know what? She's so annoying. Keep her ass because we need somebody to drag. She didn't mind embarrassing herself for 6 episodes straight. Keep her on, Bravo. Keep her on. Embarrass her further. Mary is talking about moving forward, and now Angie has the floor. I gotta say, I like Angie, but I'm just tired of Angie versus Meredith. I truly am. But she says she has unresolved feelings because, regarding her husband and the podcast. Who was interviewing Angie's husband to begin with, y'all? Who was interviewing him? Who cares? But Meredith says her problem is Angie's going backwards, and she can go backwards, but it's not going to be pretty for anybody. So then Angie immediately takes that little sentence that Meredith said as a threat. And now they're going back and forth on that threat. And now Whitney's jumping in too, saying, well, you just said, I usually get to do takes, so I'm sorry. You just said, Meredith. You just said, Meredith, it was a threat that you could go backwards if you wanted to. So then they're going back and forth now. Meredith starts playing Angie's husband on the podcast, and she has the phone, out playing for all the ladies to hear. Out of nowhere, y'all, Whitney grabs the phone out of Meredith's hand. And then, she doesn't she snatches it out of her hand, and then she starts scrolling and stuff. And then Meredith leaps out of her Meredith leaps out of her seat. She's like, don't scroll my phone. Stop scrolling on my phone. And snatches it out of Whitney's hand. I thought Whitney should know better than that. And in this moment, I was on Meredith's side. I was on Meredith's side because Whitney, if she would have whipped your ass or clocked you in the head with her phone, you would have absolutely deserved it. I'm sorry. I like you, Whitney, but that's an ass whipping right there. You snatched my phone out my hand, and then you start scrolling too? Oh, that would have been a fight, especially on one of the black shows. Yeah. Stop scrolling on my phone. Stop scrolling. Oh my God. I know my neighbors are sick of me. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Stop scrolling. All right, I'm done. Okay. So then we cut to Whitney's confessional. She's imitating Meredith, my phone, how dare you? Whitney, you can imitate, mock Meredith all you want. You deserve the ass whipping for that. You really did. You shouldn't have took her phone out her hand. But anyway, so now it's a yelling match between Angie and Meredith. And Mary is trying to regain order between the two of them. But they keep going at each other. Mary is yelling at Meredith as well as Angie. And I think Mary said, if y'all are going to keep arguing, y'all going to have to leave. And then, Mary loses her cool. And then she looks at Meredith like, get out of my house. And then that is surely what Meredith heard out of all the things that Mary was trying to say. And she starts to get her stuff. And Mary was like, are you really going to leave? She was trying to clarify her statement saying, look, if y'all going to keep yelling, you're going to have to leave. But look, Meredith already started the white woman tears. I felt bad for her because in Meredith's mind, I feel like, she's cool with Mary. And when Mary was on an island, she was the only one to befriend her. So I feel like Mary telling her to get out really hit a nerve with her. So I do think that Meredith was hurt by that, but she still is misunderstanding that all Mary was trying to do was trying to keep the peace. But no, Meredith wants to still leave and rush out. She's trying to accuse Mary and Angie being closer and jumping and attacking her. And the group is stunned as Meredith walks out. So then we cut to Mary's confessional and she says, thank you, Lord. She took those bangs with her. This is Audrey Hepburn, not the Flintstones. And that is where the episode ends on. Stop scrolling on my phone. I felt bad for Meredith in this moment. I did. And I hope Mary and Meredith can make amends on that, because I really think that Mary didn't mean it like that. She really didn't. But yeah, this episode was phenomenal, y'all. I enjoyed it. There's a reason why they gave us, like, they started this at the 22-minute mark until the brunch was like, till the episode was over. That was so good. And then ending it on Mary's confessional, chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. That was such a good episode. I'm going to read a few of the comments because, look, I need to still take notes on Potomac. And if y'all want that Potomac review tonight, it'll be like around 9 or 10. I just need some time to watch. Also, here's the schedule. Here's just how the schedule is going to be. Potomac, hopefully tonight. And then we're going to get Married to Medicine. And then we're going to get Beverly Hills. And then it'll be Salt Lake City. And thank God I will probably be caught up. Let me see, what else am I on? I think that's it for this week. And I have to do a Patreon video. But other than that, yes, great episode. I'm team I'm team Mary. I am team Bronwyn. Whitney should have got her ass beat for snatching somebody's phone and then having the nerve to scroll. And she said she was turning the volume up. Bitch, no, you wasn't. No, you wasn't. You was scrolling. I don't know what you was trying to do, but you were doing something that you weren't supposed to be doing on somebody else's phone. They fight more the next episode. Yeah, I want to see the next 7 minutes. I wonder if they have that available. I see some of y'all are just coming in the room. We almost hit 200, y'all. We almost hit 200. Damn it. One of the best episodes of Real Housewives ever. Up there with Dinner in Amsterdam and Pillow Talk. That was one of the best dinner scenes. Like, Salt Lake City is taking it, y'all. They are taking it. I remember Meredith trying to act like Brooks wasn't gay. Y'all remember that? I remember that. Like, we started from the beginning. Season 1 and 2, I definitely remember that. Bronwyn reads like a sister. Let me see. Meredith's unhinged moments are the best. Ooh, I can't wait. Because there's more to come. I saw it in the mid-season trailer. Whitney had the right one. She would have got knocked out her seat had it been anyone else. That was disrespectful. I totally agree. I could not breathe. I was laughing so hard at that scene. Let me see. Heather's protective guard act is getting old. I totally agree with that. She's trying to be one of the mean girls, and it's not for her. Yep. Let's see. Where is it? I feel like, let's see. They have a sneak peek available, and Heather is showing her ass again with her Bronwyn. Again? Damn, I was hoping they was going to get over that. Okay. You and Watch What Crappens guys do the best Meredith. Oh, y'all like my Meredith impressions? I be trying. Excuse me, I be trying. So yeah, y'all. I will hopefully see y'all later tonight for the Potomac review. And also, for this week's Salt Lake City, the Watch What Happens live taping is the one that I went to. I'm not sure I'm going to be on it, unfortunately. But yeah, look out for that episode. So yeah, on that note, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all for the next review.